Um, Taking Vic's strikes and posting them online is wrong. I doubt he would want some other person post his strikes. If anything, he would want to do it first.
Well, so does taking other people's already existing artwork and color over it and claim as your own character is also wrong. But let's not think about that because Vic would look bad.
Not if you give credit. So it's really not claiming others' people work. Also, they are called FC for a reason.
Well, by saying it's Vic's sheet, isn't that giving credit to the original maker of the sheet? Also, even if you give credit if you never asked for permission, it's still stealing. And last time I checked, Vic claims his Sonic characters as oxen gets angry whenever they get considered as FCS.
Well, by saying it's Vic's sheet, isn't that giving credit to the original maker of the sheet? Karen I ask the sheet because he's the one who he edited to make his FC sprites, but he also gave credit, which includes Sega as well, if you look at the top sheet. Also, even if you give credit if you never asked for permission, it's still stealing. Karen, even it's stealing, people have credit to Sega and add more sprites to it, making custom sprites. If this such a bad thing, then Sega would have done something by now. And last time I checked, Vic claims his Sonic characters as oxen gets angry whenever they get considered as FCS. Karen, when did that ever happen? Matter of fact, where did you ever heard of that?
Honestly, the whole giving credit thing is not really much of an excuse from art theft, considering people like Vic always relying on other people's artwork to make their characters and never asks the original owners for permission. Oh, and where did I heard about Vic claiming his characters as ox? From a close friend of mine, called Real Morsi, the very person who exposed Vic's true colors.
Never asks the original owners for permission. Carrot, so you're telling me that we should ask Sega themselves to edit their sprites? Or do you mean the people who not only rip the sprites but add more down the road? Called Real Morsi, the very person who exposed Vic's true colors. Carrot, do you really believe in everything he says? He knows nothing about what's going with Vic. He's nothing but an idiot who has nothing better to do than to expose one person on DA, and even goes far as to be a citizen's wanted. Honestly, he and his friends call Vic's fans mindless sheep when it's the same thing for him.
So you're telling me that we should ask Sega themselves to edit their sprites? Or do you mean the people who not only rip the sprites but add more down the road? No, I'm just saying you're better off drawing your characters than taking other people's artwork to make them. Do you really believe in everything he says? He knows nothing about what's going with Vic. I do actually want to know why. Because he's got proof. He even used another account, called HiddenMu49 pretending to be a fan of Vic, just to extract info from him through a private conversation with him. Vic claimed he's better than nobody, yet through PMS he mockingly told Realm that the critics and others who are against him are wasting their time, which proves he does think he's better than them. And that's just one of them. So I cannot take your statement seriously about Realm not knowing Vic when he actually got proof from the source itself. Even goes far as to be a Cinemazins wanted. That Cinemazins video was a parody, there is a difference. Honestly, he and his friends call Vic's fans mindless sheep when it's the same thing for him. That's because they are. The only difference is that Vic's fans only defend him just for the sake of defending him without backing themselves up, while others like Realm defend their arguments by elaboration and giving evidence to make their points even stronger. It's not like that Realm and the others are just saying shit for the sake of it.
Yes, I know we can draw our characters, but why not do sprites as well? I mean, there are sprites who can do custom sprites from scratch. That's not proof whatsoever. What Vic is saying is that he's not best spriter/animator because of how his fans would say great stuff about him, and people who gets annoyed and thinks Vic is saying these things to his fan when in fact he never did. And from what I saw and got, when Realm asked about himself, of course Vic is gonna say that what Realm is doing or saying to Vic is wasting his time. Vic is not going to agree with a person who bashes on him nor be friendly. But Realm mistook that as evidence he needs, when in reality it's not. Still think he's a wanted. What he did was unnecessary and just nothing, a completely waste of his time. So has Vic's personal friends. One of them maturely and actually tries to reason with him when all they see is just another white knight in their eyes. And to me, that isn't fair when they are doing the same.
I love how you're immediately trying to make out that Realm is the idiot here just for simply proving someone's stupidity wrong. I got a series of serious questions. Have you ever seen the proof of Vic's ignorance? Have you even looked at the Encyclopedia Dramatica page, which has all the fucked up things Vic has done with screen caps? Do you want to know how Realm got more proof that Vic is fucked up? By talking to people who used to be very close to him, and they told Realm the exact same things that he screen capped along with other things, so the shit that he screen capped are not one-time occurrences. Plus Vic only started saying it was a waste of time as soon as he found out it was Realm. Realm could have kept the facade going and he would have never thought he was wasting a moment. But nope, as soon as Realm exposed himself to Vic and told him he fed him everything he needed, suddenly it was a waste of his time. Once again, this is where your lack of research comes into play. You can't have your cake and eat it too, and that's exactly what Vic was trying to do. Also, how is it not evidence? Not only did Realm have evidence proving Vic lacks any form of quality control, but he also talked shit about people behind their backs for the pettiest of reasons, like when Vic said he's no longer friends with Jonah, Spikehead, Sly, and Ake, just for simply being friends with Realm, even though during the time Realm knew Jonah was friends with Vic, he didn't think any differently of him. So once again, what does that say about Vic? It's funny how you're asking me to constantly explain myself about the shit I bring up, yet you're being as vague as shit. Not like you're in any position to call people mindless sheep. Practice what you preach, sir.
Oh, I see these proof of it, but I don't actually believe them, and why should I look at Encyclopedia Dramatica as proof? Also, screenshot means nothing because it can be edited and fake. So you tell me, why should I believe you? For all I know, you and others could have created a fake screenshot just to expose him. Also, for Jonah, how do I know he didn't just tell people what Vic did just to piss him off? To get back at him? So until he comes up to me and show me more than a screenshot as real proof, I'm not going to just automatically believe him. Also, I know who's being a mindless sheep and who's not. So yes, I'm in that position to call people mindless sheep, and I already practice for arguments like these from people like you.
Really now? You're just going to ignore any screen caps simply because they can be edited? Wow, isn't that ignorant? How about instead of saying, oh they could be fake, try fucking proving it? Because unless you can actually prove the screenshots were edited, then you can't say they're fake. Oh wait, the only reason you're in such denial is because you're a brainless fanboy, who just like Vic refuses to see anything as legit if it's an inconvenience. And no, you don't have the high ground to label people as mindless sheep, because you're so damn ignorant to see the side of a single person's story simply because they actually went out of their way to prove something, and you ignore it simply because it could be fake, and he's mean to Vic. Bitch please, you have no fucking high ground. Again, how about doing some actual fucking research on the matter instead of always assuming Realm is always the evil one? Or would that steer you away from Vic's ass you just love kissing so much?
Insulting, are we? Oh wait, the only reason you're in such denial is because you're a brainless fanboy. Carrot, nope, just a friend who's defending another friend, although you wouldn't know that. You're just a typical fanboy of Realms. Bitch please, you have no fucking high ground. Carrot, bitch please, I have high ground than Realm's ego. So get on my level, because you're not the first and certainly not the last to say that. Again, how about doing some actual fucking research on the matter instead of always assuming Realm is always the evil one? Or would that steer you away from Vic's ass you just love kissing so much? Carrot, funny you mention that when you're riding Realm's cock like the bitch you are. Vic is awesome and fun friend to talk to, and nobody from the likes of you are going to stop nor change that. Unlike other so-called friends who betray his trust or doing much worse things. So with that said, I see a block button and I think I'm gonna use that to end our conversation. Don't you think so too? Oh nah, you can go ahead and take a snapshot of this and post it on the a/Yauchum and claim how, ignorant brainless fanboy, I am how you won this argument like any other typical prick on this website. Until then, my is Jacob. Remember that when you go crawling to Realms, or whoever you choose, pick to rent me out. I'll be waiting.
No, you projections, assumptions, double standards, huge ego boosting, and denial. Just like all of Vic's other friends. Oh, and it's funny how you're whining about getting insulted, yet it's fine for you to insult Realm by calling him an idiot. And blocking some the guy for getting insulted. Can you say salty? Literally the way you responded to this guy is how Vic has spoken to Realm since day one.
Oh, I made this bitch talk. Finally! About time someone who posted Vic sheet without his permission shows some personally. It's completely ignorant, though, but that will do.
Ignorant, huh? You mean like you? Being in denial whenever someone gives you actual proof to prove that your amazing and flawless chap of an animator isn't the guy that you think he is. And the fact that you blocked someone who refuted you in a debate makes you look very cowardly, and that you don't like to be proven wrong. And may I remind you that this sheet had been posted 4 years ago, and all of a sudden you and your butt buddies decided to bitch about it now? Talk about being late for the damn party.
And the fact that you blocked someone who refuted you in a debate makes you look very cowardly, and that you don't like to be proved wrong. Carrot, please. Spare me the ignorance on this one. I hear that typical overused argument every time. There's a reason why the block button was made. Free well, you can thank a certain person for that. I just came in hoping I can talk peaceful and sense into that wee dude until he starts getting salty and insulting me.
Please, spare me the ignorance on this one. I hear that typical overuse argument every time. There's a reason why the block button was made. 3. Not as overused as people like you constantly steal art from Sega all the time. And don't start lying to yourself. I know why you blocked him. You got pissed because you can't stand being refuted in a debate. Because you always love thinking to yourself that you're always right and never be wrong. Well, you can thank a certain person for that. I just came in hoping I can talk peaceful and sense into that wee dude until he starts getting salty and insulting me. Oh really? Last time I checked, you are the first person to start the insulting by calling me Elmworth an idiot. The other guy wasn't even being salty, he was only being brutally honest with you. Go look in the mirror. You can cry and bitch about being insulted all you want, it just only proves that you're a very weak and cowardly individual just like Vicious himself. It's funny how you claim that Rum's proof isn't true, yet you're showing absolutely nothing to prove to what Rum presented to be incorrect. So it's totally forbidden for people like Rum to criticize someone while backing up their points with elaboration and evidence, yet you and every other Vic Fanbrat are allowed to bash on someone while bringing nothing to the table and rely only on baseless assumptions. You want to start a debate? Then go to Rum's YouTube videos on Vic. Oh, and BTW, the guy that you're ass kissing is into incest. Go and watch this video. Not to mention that Vic said he wants to fuck a 10-year-old. It's good to know that you love to defend pedophiles. You should go to Elmworth on YouTube or Skype about that.
You got pissed because you can't stand being refuted in a debate. Because you always love thinking to yourself that you're always right and never be wrong. Carrot, please. I was calm as the wind. Its skin was all muttered and starts throwing insults at me. Last time I checked, you are the first person to start the insulting by calling me Elmworth an idiot. The other guy wasn't even being salty, he was only being brutally honest with you. Go look in the mirror. Karen, how about you go look in the mirror? He was being salty, and Elmworth is an idiot because he starts some pointless shit. Yet you and every other Vic Fanbrat are allowed to bash on someone while bringing nothing to the table and rely only on baseless assumptions. Carrot, funny you say that, yet you're riding Realm's dick like any other typical fanboy you are. Not to mention that Vic said he wants to fuck a 10-year-old. It's good to know that you love to defend pedophiles. You should go to Elmworth on YouTube or Skype about that. Carrot, you expect me to believe that? And the video? No thanks, I'm not just gonna go on your side just because of some pricks on videos talks trash about Vic and show some image as proof that apparently Vic, true, and is into. Now again, I see the block button and I think I'm gonna use it for a good cause, you know. because I can clearly see you're too much of a dick-sucking, ass-kissing fanboy of Realm, so I think I'm gonna end it here. Of course, think of me being butthurt. Couldn't take the debate XDD. Just have fun on the A, knowing I made some guy who posts stolen sheets on the A and doesn't even bother responding. Talk to me. Like I said, my is Jacob. You best better remember that when you go to your real account or go to your friends to say, hey, I find another fanboy, go attack him. Crap like any other brainless fanboy of Realm the shit they are. Oh, and if you do go tell Realm about me, you're not the first to do and you certainly won't be the last. Oh, and BTW, I'm known for starting drama and getting into pointless shit like this for shits and giggles. Oh, and just know, I really don't give a shit what everyone thinks of me. I started not giving a crap when I was attacked for no reason from people like you. Have a nice day. P.S. Come back when you're ready to get off of Realm's dick and start a maturely argument without throat insulting because you think I'm some fanboy when I'm really not. I'm just a friend defending a friend who treats me right and gives the respect that I gained from him. But of course, you wouldn't know that. Your wash-up brain just goes to automatically fanboy alert. 3. PSS. Oh, and if you did do what I was going to say after blocking you, then that means I have already won, which makes me happy as hell. So go on, do what you fanboy of Realms do to anyone that on Vic's side and prove me right.
I was Clem as the wind, its skin was all butthurt and start throwing insults at me. Not really. Otherwise you wouldn't block the apocalypse in the first place. Quit trying to get everyone to believe that none of this really bothers you when actually does bothers you, because not everyone is dumb and retarded as you and every other Vic Fanbrat is. So once again, no, also how was he being butthurt? By calling out your bullshit? I'm sorry, but would you also fall into that category, considering that's exactly what you're trying to do? So you can call people idiots and blast people for their actions, yet we can't do the same if we find loopholes in your arguments? Hypocrisy at its finest. How about you go look in the mirror? He was being salty, and Real Morse is an idiot because he starts some pointless shit. Oh sure he's being salty, yet you blocked him because he's got your logic backfired. And once again, no you. How about you grow up and start taking my advice instead of trying to cop out with no you comebacks just because apparently you can't think of anything intelligent left to say. Seriously, how about actually owning up to your problems instead of projecting them on everyone else? Also, Realm didn't start shit. All Realm did was make a journal expressing his thoughts about Vic and he overreacted along with his friends and fanbrats. They could have easily swept it under the rug, but they didn't. It's funny how whenever it comes to people overreacting to shit like that, it's always the one who overreacts people seem to think is the victim, when really they're the ones at fault. Funny you say that, yet you're riding Realm's dick like any other typical fanboy you are. People listen to Realm because unlike Vic, he's actually presented evidence. Not only has he had conversations with people who were really close to Vic at one point before being backstabbed, but he's even had conversations with Vic himself where Vic has been nothing but malicious and ill towards anything Realm tries to bring up. To the point where he doesn't even read what he posts and just responds back like an immature child. Seriously, which one sounds more credible? You expect me to believe that? And the video? No thanks, I'm not just gonna go on your side just because of some pricks on videos talks trash about Vic and show some image as proof that apparently Vic drew and is into. Wait, so you keep asking for proof of Vic being a fucked up person, and yet once it's given to you, you won't even look at it? And yes, Vic did draw them. The people who even got the images bring up they got the images from someone who used to be close friends with Vic before getting backstabbed by him and said he was given the images by Vic. See if you actually gave a damn instead of being a pathetic coward, constantly hiding behind your hug box. You'd actually get off your ass and actually care to look at the other side of people's story, regardless on how they express it. It's called being unbiased. Realm has told his side many times and Vic refuses to give anything on his side or present any proof of his side being clean. So until Vic actually comes clean with his side, of course people are going to side with a guy who has evidence. And of course you once again resort to your petty block button, and in the most cowardly way too. Oh, I'm going to throw a shit ton of projections at you on the runaway so you can't reply back. You know who does that? Pussies do that, because they can't handle being put on the spot and feel if they get the last word in with no way for the other guy to respond they automatically win. You are the true definition of a coward, as well as an egotist. Oh, my name is Jacob, you better remember that. Like, really, how desperate are you to come off as a badass? Is it really all you have to compensate for? Is your life that pathetic you have nothing else to value? Oh, and BTW, I'm known for starting drama and getting into pointless shit like this for shits and giggles. So, wait. You say you were here to start drama and get into pointless shit for laughs, and yet you called Realm an idiot for doing just that. Is your IQ like 3 or something? Do you even read what you type? Because that is a huge pile of hypocrisy you just spouted. Also, arguing with people online does not equal drama. Debating does not equal drama. Why do you instantly assume arguing equals drama? Oh, and just know, I really don't give a shit what everyone thinks of me. I started not giving a crap when I was attacked for no reason from people like you. Seriously, shut the fuck up. Oh, I was attacked for no reason. You were called out on because people found flaws in your statements and felt the need to point them out. Stop pretending to be the victim, because you're not. You're just some delusional Vic worshipper who refuses to see anyone else's side of the story simply because once again, what they say inconveniences Vic, in a way. Oh well, sorry if Vic drew and fantasized about fucking his own daughter, but he did. Sorry if Vic got so angry at Seraphicat one day he turned her character into a Fuda, but he did it. Sorry if Vic got so ass-hurt over Realm doing a riff on one of his Let's Play videos he sent a false copyright claim on something that had fair use, but he did. And even though you refuse to see it due to your own stereotypes, the proof is still out there, and anyone can see it with a simple Google search. Come back when you're ready to get off of Realm's dick and start a maturely argument without insulting because you think I'm some fanboy when I'm really not. Again, this is coming from the guy who openly called Realm an idiot. So what is calling someone an idiot not insulting someone? Because it is. It's like when you were called stupid for what you were saying. It's a form of insulting. So once again you have no moral high ground. But of course, you wouldn't know that. Your wash-up brain just goes to automatically fanboy alert. Excuse me, but aren't you doing the exact same thing by calling anyone who argues with you a Realm fanboy, another one for hypocrisy? Oh, and if you did do what I was going to say after blocking you, then that means I have already won, which makes me happy as hell. How does that work? So if I were to go to Realm for a second opinion, how does that mean you win the argument? Oh right, because you're fucking delusional and the only thing you have to compensate in life is trying to look cool over the internet. You're fucking pathetic. Also, may I remind you, one time a guy named Jonah was friends with Vic and Realm was still friends with him. And yes, Realm did know Jonah was friends with him before. So Realm doesn't hate on people for simply being friends or associated with someone else, because that's the association fallacy. Something Vic fell into when he backstabbed Jonah when he found out he was friends with Realm. Lastly, I'm just going to ask this of you, you walking paradox. If images, videos, or text isn't enough proof for you, then what do you want? What kind of proof is only accepting to you? Because Realm has screenshots, text, and there's been videos made not just by him but other people giving their own second opinion on the whole ordeal, and even Midnight Room talking about how fucked up Vic was as a person. So really, what more do you goddamn want? And I'm ending the journal with this, another thing I'd like to point out. You say it's possible for the proof to be edited. Yes, because Realm really has to go that far to make someone look bad. That was sarcasm, BTW, if any of you retards couldn't tell. Now you people might be thinking, couldn't you use this message to reply to DarkenDelight in comments? Simple, he blocked me. Yeah, he is supposedly so victorious that he has to run away from his problems with a block button. Yeah, you can get all cocky and go around acting like you've served justice to a couple of faggots on the internet all you want. Because the truth is, you are a petulant child who can't stand up for yourself even if your pitiful life depends on it. All because other people think that you're a utter retard to defend a supposedly awesome guy when he's nothing more than an appalling and a pathetic excuse for a human being who doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself and cares more for whatever goes that suits him the best. Blocking people is not going to stop them for what they want to say. Let's be real. You truly are a coward and one of the most pretentious one at best. Just another sad little autistic pseudo-intellectual that I wonder would he survive the real world. Oh, and thanks for giving me the idea to posting screenshots to YouTube, because at least there will be people on here who will believe my side of the story instead of yours. Because I have evidence. Unlike you, the one who is making up baseless claims and assumptions about the evidence I shown to you is fake. And to add insult to injury, you didn't even have the guts to try and prove that my evidence against Vic is fake. That is not how you debate. Therefore, you are fighting a losing battle. Good day.